If you want to go, let me know. This
Yeah,
is
we are live.
4:05 already.
We are live. So I'm just waiting for it to come on the YouTube channel so that we can start. So it should any moment from now.
Okay.
Okay. Hello and welcome to the 13th edition of Education Views and Opinion, where your views count and your opinions matter. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. This is our first streaming live on YouTube, and we hope that you're going to engage with this program and also share the link with others. So I have with me my team, Mrs. Chinaza Pupola and Mr. Kodri Yusuf. Thank you so much for joining me again. God bless you. Can you say hello to our viewers?
Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening from wherever you're watching us from. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Yusuf?
Good afternoon, everybody. I welcome you to this very first edition uh, of our program live on YouTube. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Yusuf. Thank you, Mrs. Chinaza. This is our 13th edition, and this is our first edition live on YouTube. And we hope that YouTube will favor this program. Thank you so much. So, without wasting much time, we are going to go right into the topic for our conversation today. WAEC CBT, a right step in the right direction. So there have been a lot of news. People are against it. People are not against it. So many opinion and views on the announcement of WAEC that going forward it will be CBT. That's computer based tests. And I know, and we at Education Views and Opinion, we believe that this move or this innovation and this policy was put in place so that the level of examination malpractice can be reduced drastically, or eventually the level of exam malpractice will be eradicated totally. So first of all, we are going to have some conversation on examination malpractice. This situation has eaten deep into our society that students now don't even want to read. So before I give the floor to my colleague, examination malpractice, what is it? This is an act that gives a student advantage, unfair advantage over other students. So my colleagues also will have their own definition of examination malpractice. Okay, Mrs. Pupala, in your view, what is examination malpractice?
Can you hear me? Like I'm out.
Yes, I hope I was audible then.
Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So examination malpractice is a form of cheating, like we all know. It's a form of cheating, is a dishonest way of going about your examination. An act that is not fair, it's an unfair act, is an unjust act, an act that does not promote moral standards, and an act that encourages or promotes corruption. Yes, I'll stop with that. So it's an unfair act during examination. Yeah.
Mr. Quadri?
To me, I would take exam malpractice as a form of uh, it's a practice whereby people, especially the examination stakeholders, engage in unacceptable method of assisting students, teaching students, and showing students answers while the examination is ongoing.
Hmm. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for those smart responses. Thank you so much. Any act that is done to favor a particular student or a set of students is an exam malpractice,
Mm,
because assessment is meant to be fair, valid. Okay, it's meant to be
yeah.
fair and valid, and it should actually measure what has been taught in the class. So what are the negative consequences of this exam malpractice? Because we know that WAEC, in the bide or in the process of trying to bring down this exam malpractice, WAEC has introduced this CBT. So what
Yeah.
have been the effect of exam malpractice on our society? Let's talk about Nigeria, because this is where
Mm.
we are. What has been the effect so far for so many years? What has been the effect of this examination malpractice on our school, on our learners, and on the society? So, Mr. Quadri.
Yeah, to me, hello, please, can you hear me, please? Am I clear?
Yes, you are clear.
Yeah. To me, most of the impact, because to me there's no good impact about examination malpractice. Most of the negative impact about examination malpractice is that it does not encourage learners to take their learning, their class, their teaching, their reading serious, because they'll be like, why should I read when at the end of the day
You
my
can get
teacher, the school vigilator or supervisor will have met somebody, maybe
mm,
in WAEC or NECO or whatever examination body, to help me to solve the answers and give me the answers. Or if the answer is not ready to me in the examination hall, they will help me to inflate my score so that I must not fail. So such students will see no stress in trying to read further. You understand? And aside
mm,
from that, it's also reduce the morale of teachers in the classroom,
mm,
because at the end of the day, you will see students showing you bad attitude because they feel that you're just wasting your time. Your assignment, they will not attend to it. And so all these things, it makes teaching not encouraging. Furthermore, it is a very big slap on the face of teachers who are putting in so much effort, including schools who are funding, buying a lot of things that will make teaching and learning very, very easy. So it's kind of uh, uh, tell them that they are just wasting their money and they are not putting their money in best use. So there is a lot of negative influence about what examination practice does to
Yeah.
students, to teachers, and especially to the futures of our learners. Because if our learners are well taught and they are well encouraged to read, this will also influence the quality of learners, the quality of graduates, and the quality of workforce we have in our society. So, examination malpractice has a lot of negative impact that
Mm.
it is so much damaging our society. I'll stop here for now. Thank you.
Mm. Okay, so while we're waiting for Mrs. Izuchukwu to join us, so I'll just add to what Mr. Quadri has stated. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Quadri. So I'll just add, based on what you said, of course, it's a slap on teachers because, I mean, how is teaching a child and the child is giving you back to back, like, I'm not knowing, I don't want to know it. The child is giving that. There's no encouragement. There's no encouragement. We teachers, we're always happy. We are not saying that students that are struggling are not up to it, but we're always happy when we're thriving. Are you getting me? We're always
Yes, yes,
happy. We are encouraged that, oh, yes, I think I can see value, the value I'm putting into this child or these children, that I see the result. So when you are not seeing something like that, there's some encouragement. Schools are putting in so much to, help these children thrive. At the end of the day, they are not getting what they need to get. So it can be a whole lot of waste of resources, waste of a time, waste of time and other things. Also unfair to students who are actually studying right. It's
yes,
also
yes, yes.
unfair to students that are actually dutiful. I mean, we have two children, and one is studying, the other one is just relaxing, knowing fully well that my mommy is going to sponsor my exam. Mommy has already gone to meet Mr. or Mrs. Badamosi. So why should I read? And you see that child that is beautiful, that is studying. I think it's unfair to that child. It's unfair to that child. So yes, that's this examination malpractice. It actually destroys the purpose of education. What is the purpose of education in the first place? For you to know, acquire knowledge. And when that child does not want to acquire knowledge or accept adaptability based on what he or she is being taught in class, I think it destroys the purpose of education and why education was actually implemented in the first place. Yes.
Okay, but meanwhile, while we are still waiting for her to come back, I think I will agree that it is not only because of examination malpractice that WAEC is now, building their CBT and so that they can go fully to CBT.
Yeah.
Paper cost a lot. It
Hmm.
costs them a lot, and let's not forget that paper that they are using to print now, it costs a lot to print, to
To
transport,
mark.
to mark, and also to secure that paper. Do you
Yeah.
understand? So aside from marking, because I've been marking WAEC for close to 6 years now, WAEC put in so much effort to secure their paper.
Hmm.
And aside from that, they also put in so much effort to make examiner comfortable so that you will mark nonsense.
Hmm.
That because they do give us a very short time frame to mark. but they
Wow.
will still, because they will still pay in checkers. We have
Mm.
some leaders, we have some, so we have a lot of people that WAEC will pay, so that they'll make sure that everything they are doing, it is what it is very very
Yeah.
scrutinized and no
Okay.
error. So they
Okay.
are spending a lot of money on this one. And why are we wasting our time when the world is far gone on
Yeah.
CVT? Look at
Innovation.
Jam. Jam has spent, if I'm not mistaken, and they have spent close to 10, I think almost 10 years or more or, on a CBT. So we need to move forward. And it's not only examination malpractice, as I said, also so
Mm-hmm.
many factors that make why to shift to CBT.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me? So my
Yes.
network is a bit
Okay.
like okay. So thank you so much for sharing
Yes, ma'am.
the consequences of examination and practice. So please, before we look at the why, what can what can school do and parents do to stop this examination and practice? So, Mrs. Bukola, okay, you can hear me.
I can hear you. Okay, let me take that. You said, what can school do to reduce examination malpractice? Because to me, the many people that engage in examination malpractice are school. Aside from the fact that there are some schools that does not encourage it, but their candidates, their learners, one way or the other, engage in that act without the school consent. Do you understand? So how can they discourage this attitude? First step is to give them the talk about it, because
Mm.
you cannot be doing something uh, going forward and you are still doing one or two things that will draw you back. Is not possible. So schools need to organize, should I say, uh, a kind of seminars for students where they can better understand the effects, the damages that examination malpractice can cause. Then also the second one is that there should be a very stringent punishment for students that are caught engaging in this act. Because if you you know if you catch a student engaging in this act and you just punish the student, maybe beat him or just tell him to do one or two things, to me that is not enough. But if a student can engage in this act, such student, if it's not well treated, will engage in a lot of dubious money. Because in Nigeria now, validators use just pen to steal billions. So if our student can also use pen to cheat, what are we encouraging? And don't forget what this art has also manifested even to up to, I think it was last 2 weeks or so, we heard about a minister who, maybe there was some certificate forgery. We also heard about a commissioner who paid in somebody, an agent, to help her to sit for examination. Imagine. So if you can have people in big of affairs that are engaging in this art and they go unpunished, what are we telling our students? So there should be a very very stringent that once you are caught in this act, don't forget, in WAEC and NECO certificate, it is written there that this certificate can still be withdrawn back.
Yeah.
So any student that engage in this thing and they do their own investigation thoroughly and that student is guilty, such results should be withdrawn back. And such
Mm.
students should be barred maybe 3 to 5 years before he or she can sit for another exam. Tell me, who will want to try that again? Two is that any schools that is caught in this act should be maybe banned or sanctioned for maybe 3 to 5 years. If such schools go through the stress of registering their students through another school, paying huge amounts, and have to register with WAEC or NECO again, they will not engage in such acts.
Yes.
Another one is encouraging teachers that report this act. I think at about 3 to 4 years ago, I heard that if you report exemption malpractice to WAEC, they will give you, I'm not sure of the amount, but I think maybe it's a 5,000. So so that reward is too small. It's too small. To me, if there's a tangible amount, I'm not saying that we are hungry examiner that they use that to give us money or no.
Okay.
But what I'm saying
People to
that such kind of acts should be rewarded handsomely.
yeah,
So
answer.
there are a lot of there are a lot of things that schools, that government, that even the body, be it WAEC, NECO, or JAM, can also do in their own parts. Don't forget that without that paper leaking from WAEC, NECO, or JAM aspect for their own corner, it cannot get to the school or to the learner. So
Mm,
their own staff too should be trained. They should use modern way to put security on this paper. WAEC is even trying. In fact,
yes.
I don't mention names, but please, they should go in line with the modern way of ensuring that all their questions, all their scripts, everything are well documented and are well protected. I'll stop here for now.
So much, uh, Audrey, for that.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Quadri.
Okay. Okay. So in line with our topic for today, we said WAEC CBT, is it a right step in the right direction? Um, well, there have been so many arguments on radio, on TV, online, offline, in schools, in different gatherings that why are we rushing this step? We've only introduced this step not long ago. Well, to me, it is not. It is a very, very right step and a right step in the right direction, because if you look at Nigeria, we are a kind of a stubborn breed. If you don't enforce something on us quickly, there are so many excuses that we will give you, which will be so genuine that you'll be so touched and you'll be like, "Don't worry, let's leave this now." And there's no better time to implement this than now, because if I could remember vividly, why I've been hinging on this CBT since about, I think, 3 to 4 years ago,
yeah.
or even more than that. And it was when JAM initiated their own CBT that I think why should have also started their own in-house work on it. So, but because we are so perplexed with how do we go with theory aspects of these exams, where do we give students these questions? So that has been the major problem that WAEC has been looking at, and that has been that has been the thing that has hindered them to initiate this WAEC CBT. So if you look at me, I will tell you that this is a right step, and I will should start. Though some people are calling for that, there will be a lot of scapegoats. There will be a lot of candidates that
I think we lost him there.
Yeah. Sorry, my network has been acting up.
Okay. So I'll just add a little to what he just said. WAEC CBT, the right step in the right direction. Do they even know what they are doing? Are they sure about it? Are we so sure this will work? Are you sure this will yield good results? Everybody is skeptical. But I'll just tell you one thing that, just like Mr. Quadri rightly said, those people protesting in quotes, why now? Why in a rush? Like, why will you say good innovation is in a haste to be implemented? I think this should be what everybody should jump into. Like, when are we having it? Can we even have it today? When are we starting it? That should be the reaction of every sane and diligent Nigeria that wants a change in this country, especially education reformation as a whole. That should be the first step. That should be the reaction. So having an otherwise reaction is a question mark. Asking again, and I want to ask, are we ready to grow? Are we ready for this change? Because I believe that if educational transformation actually stands the way WAEC is going about it, and I'm sure other bodies as regards external examination is concerned, it will also affect the inner examinations. It will also affect, it will rub off on our own internal examinations that we do. Because when you see the way your students, they are reading because they know that I'm not going to copy from A. If I do this, it's more like there's an arrest immediately. Hey, you stand up. This, everybody is on deck. Are you getting me? Everybody is acting. We don't want this. We don't want this. Even the children we align. The children are so relaxed because they know that there is a backup plan. They are so relaxed. But now when they know that I'm using my head, they'll be talking amongst themselves. Have you read? They'll be encouraging them. Have you read? Those group of copy. No, those groups of cheats that have cheats. They'll be the ones encouraging themselves. After you don't read, which one I don't read? Nobody go help us this time. Oh, you will see that agility in them. They will encourage themselves. So if anybody is coming, coming to say we are not ready for this, why are you in a hurry? Why now? I think you should ask that person immediately, because I would ask that question. I won't even keep quiet. I will ask you, are you ready for change in Nigeria? Once the educational system is reformed, all other sectors will be reformed. Yes. So I support WAEC, and we should not even look at the excuses, because WAEC, they're demonstrating that, that's custodian of the academic whatever that they are doing, that's academic stewards. You can see that academic stewardship, the custodian of this academic stewardship that they've embodied for so many years. They are coming out to say, this is what we want to do. We want this done immediately, and we are ready at any cost to provide whatever. At least from research, we are saying that at least 50 centers, will be refurbished. They will make sure that, centers, they will give at least 50 computers to different centers. You can see the accountability there, and you can see the collaboration. They are ready to work with you. We don't want any excuse. I'm sure they're even ready to, okay, schools, ask schools, what do you want? What do you want to make this possible? I'm sure they've been having meetings. Okay, let's come together. What do you think can hinder your school from making this happen? I'm sure, because from the research and from the reports WAEC has been giving us, we can see that they've been showing that accountability and collaboration between schools and teachers, at least for them to say, at least nothing less than 50 computers in a center. And they are ready to compensate schools that are, ready to volunteer their centers. WAEC is ready to compensate. So what more can we say that WAEC has not tried in making this implemented? So it's just remaining for us, Of course, they are just a body. They need to work with the school. They need to work with teachers. Yeah. Even work with the students. The center of attraction, which is the students. They need to work, everybody, we need to work in line to make this work. Even the parents. We need to work together. Because even as this thing is going on, some schools can be so enticing. I mean, some parents can be so enticing. How can you still help my child? So we also have to take this thing to the homes too. You know, teachers should also
Mm-hmm.
try their best. Schools should also try their best. No matter how enticing any gift is, let's make this work at least for once. Let's try and
Yeah.
see to help these children. Yes, I think this is the right direction. You know, WAEC is really doing well. I'm really impressed. This is the right step in the right direction, obviously. I give it to them.
Uh,
Kudos. Well done. And I pray it stands. Thank you.
yeah. Thank you so much, Mrs. Fukola. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Thank you. I also stand with you. This is a right step in the right direction. Policies are made, okay, so that there will be structure. That's why we
Yes.
have policy. So now this exam malpractice has been like a an incurable cankerworm in our society. And
Yeah.
now this body came up, okay, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. And it's something that every one of us should should collaborate, because there's power in collaboration. If the
Yes.
schools if the schools collaborate with WAEC, this CBT will be successful. It is even here to stay. So there's
Yes.
nothing anyone, let them test it, let them run it, and we'll see that the rate of exam malpractice will come down. When a student has A, we know that he can defend this A.
Yes. Your
You
A
see
is
what
your
happened in university. People go to university, they have A's, but they cannot write simple formal letter. So those
yeah.
A's were gotten in the wrong way. So I think those who are opposing this thing, we need to check. We need to check. Because if your eyes are clean, you shouldn't oppose this WAEC CBT. Because this CBT will ensure that there is
Yes.
academic integrity, where no child is given an unfair advantage to excel more than others. So this policy and this innovation, I support it, and I also hope that everything, the structure, because when you want to implement, it's not just about um drafting a policy.
Yes.
Implementation is key. So
Implementation.
because when we need to if this policy, this art, this innovation is to be successful, it has to be implemented successfully. So I want to
Yes.
talk about the low income schools that, you know, that these are the schools that are they have a lot of students, because a lot of families are not able to pay for high fees. So we have a lot of students in these low income schools. So what can these schools do? If they are in a community, these schools can collaborate. Okay,
Yeah.
they can collaborate with each other. I know
Mm-hmm.
that some of them, they don't have a lot of space, but if they collaborate, they can pool resources together. Okay,
Yes.
get a center, furnish the center. They can do that. There's power in numbers. So if we're looking at this low income school and middle income school, and we say, how would they get their CBT? How would they get their computers? They can do it if they collaborate and
Yeah.
leave competition, because most of them, they compete with each other. Let's
Yes.
focus. We have a common goal that we want to achieve. Our
Yeah.
students must write this exam with computers. So if you have two, three, four, at least three can collaborate, they can put resources together. Of course, students are going to pay for the WAEC. Okay, they pay for WAEC, which is not free in these schools. So they put resources together. No school owner will say they don't have funds they have been saving in their account. They have it. And if they even pull these resources together and get a standardized CBT center, they can also register that center to
All
be
that.
used as JAM, for
Yes.
JAM,
Yeah.
and that'll be additional income for them. So we can't.
Yeah.
There's some years ago, one social media influencer said, instead of you saying there's no way out, why not think of how
Great.
you can make it, how this thing can work? The goal of this thing is to ensure that examination malpractice is brought to a minimum or totally eradicated.
Right.
So, in my own view, my own opinion, it is the right step in the right direction. The right step in the right direction. So, if these low income schools can collaborate and pool resources together, they will be able to set up a standard CBT center. Am I
Mm.
audible, please?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So they're able to set up a standard CBT center, which they can also get revenue from when they register it with JAM. So collaboration is key. I know that one of the key areas in this year's World Teachers Day is collaboration. Recasting teaching, recasting teaching as a collaborative profession. So when people collaborate, school owners, instead of competing with each other, trying to outsmart this one, let them collaborate. When they collaborate, they can put resources and get this CBT center running. Even parents, we have goodwill parents who are against this exam malpractice. They can also solidify, they can also solicitate for funds from corporate bodies. It's just that most time we are not always willing to start. The inertia to start something is very high. But if we start, you can see the progress. So starting is not easy. Collaboration too is not easy because in this part of the world, we are not trained to collaborate. So people at this adult age, we are trying to learn how to collaborate. But if we actually break through this barrier and we're able to collaborate effectively, we will see that this WAEC CBT will work even in the villages. It can work in the villages.
And
It can work. So, Mr. Cosby, welcome back. You know the network is seriously acting up. Welcome back. So we are now at the climax of the program. WAEC CBT, is it a right step in the right direction? So we'd like to hear from you, please. Thank you.
Okay, man. Thank you, man. Yes, yes. As I was saying earlier, that it's the right step in the right direction because there's no better time to start. If we are considering the fact that a lot of schools, especially government-owned schools, if not for the effort of their old boys, maybe I'm speaking in this part of the country, maybe southwest too. If not for the effort of old boys association of most government owned schools, eh, those schools will have been in very very bad shape. I can say this
yes.
confidently anywhere, especially in Ogun State here where we have Abeokuta Grammar School, Igomede Grammar School, Afro, a lot of them. If you look at these schools, it is their old boys that are doing fantastic. Of recent, there's one school that I just joined their league. It's a High School. It's very close to my house here. It is the effort of these old boys that are pulling
Mm.
this school. What about those that are privately owned school? What about those schools that are in those remote areas and they are still struggling to pay school fees? They are still teacher salary. But no, just like what you said,
Hmm.
we need to collaborate. If you cannot do it alone, do not jeopardize the future of learners.
Future of
No,
other students, yes.
it's wrong. Eh? That wrong will be spilled in the society and it will keep multiplying. So why not collaborate? Not for the fact that you are begging, no, but because you want this nation to be great and you can't do it alone. So we need to come up with different strategies, different method. If need be, let's use the legal aspect too. So we need schools to come together. This is a very, very good effort, and we cannot keep on giving us ourselves excuses. We cannot get it right once we start, but as time goes by, it will keep getting better year in, year out. So schools need to embrace it, welcome it, accept it that this has come to stay because some schools are like, oh,
Yeah.
it can't hold. How will I do it? No, let us say that this has come to stay. So what do me as a school owner, how do I train my teachers, my learners? How do I stand? If I cannot do this alone, which schools in my area should I meet that I know that I can collaborate with? I can't do this alone. It's very obvious that a lot of schools will not meet up. It's not about the years that you have established your school. You have your school for 20 years. No, it's about the quality of your infrastructure, and how serious you are taking your school blueprint serious. So this will now, you know, push a lot of school owners to now invest, because schools that engage in malpractice, they don't invest in school. They don't, because they'll be like, why should I equip my lab when I know I will not use those laboratory everything? Why should I equip? Why should I train my teachers every time during the holidays? Because but at the end of the day, they won't use it. So this will now push us back to make schools stand right as it should be. Because if you look at the health sector, most hospitals now, they are not standing tall and standing firm. Look at the finance sector. Even all pay of how many years? Look at Pampe, look at Money Point. They are raking in billions of dollars. What are schools that we call ourselves the mother of all professions? How are we doing? So we need a law. We need a, that legal backup that will push us, because sometimes there are some school now, if the government do not push them, they will push
Yeah.
themselves. We have a lot of them, and they'll keep giving you that fantastic juicy excuse that you understand. So this is the right time, and we need to embrace it and start it now. So we understand that there's a lot of excuses that, oh, how will school in those remote area do? Yes, when those students eventually gain admission, is it in that rural area? No. Most of these universities that are now situated in those rural areas, that rural areas, they are now progressing, they are now advancing. So schools also need to advance, because if you teach your school based on the fact that this is what you have, when that student or that learner gain admission to tertiary institution, it won't be taught based on where you are coming from. It will change. So why don't we change it from now? Because a lot of our graduates, they are unemployable, not because there's no job, but because the kind of mindset, the kind of infrastructure we use to train them, to mold them, and that they are exposed to, also shape the kind of mindset they have once they are graduated. So everything that we are seeing in our environment now is as a product of the kind of mindset school owners have, and because they don't want to shift ground. So I will implore the government and WAEC to exercise a little patience for them. That patience will be in the part of implementation. It won't be 100%, how they want the CBT to be. But we are going on this CBT. But as I heard about Nego GC this year, that there will be two options. If you want a CBT, you have the option. If you want a pen and paper, there will be option. Yes, let that theory be the pen and paper for WAEC, and let the OBJ be fully CBT. So if your school cannot afford the CBT for now, no problem. That is the area where I said the government and WAEC should exercise patience. You can join another school. Let's give you a grace of within 2 years, that if you does not have it, we may revoke the license given to you to put out a student, or candidate for WAEC. So that is
See
the
that.
area where ma.
I say you see
So,
now, they'll do it fast now. They'll be smart
so that
about
is where I can appeal to WAEC and government to exercise patience. You know, because most of them have not kept this money in the bank before. But for the fact that we are not doing CBT is a total no. We are going fully, and I'm
it.
in full support of it. Let's go in, because most of these students, nobody taught them how to use their iPhone 18 Pro Max,
That's what
iPhone
I'm saying.
16 Pro Max.
So,
Yes,
and most
but
of these, Mr. sorry to cut you short.
okay,
Most of these students were even saying remote, remote. Now let's ask a question. How remote is that area? Are you trying to tell me
exactly.
that they don't have phones in that area? I think in the near future, they will not just make this only computer. I think they will also make it mobile accessible. Do you get?
Yes,
But
yes, yes, yes.
supervised.
I
So
understand.
They also make
Please,
it,
please.
I think in future, the way this thing is going, they also
Please.
make mobile accessible
We cannot,
in
Mrs.
school.
Bola, I don't think using phone in examination is ethical, okay? Because
Okay,
yeah, we can use phone in examination. It's not ethical. It will not promote what we are driving, what we want to achieve. You see this phone? Oh God. So it's
very good.
laptop,
Uh,
computer, laptop, whether it's
uh,
desktop. Okay, sorry for cutting you short. I just
okay.
want to point that out. We can use phone in an examination setting.
No,
We
no, what
can.
I'm trying to say about remote areas now. I said, how remote is that area? Most of them, they have phones, but the schools are saying they cannot provide school, they cannot buy computer. Are you getting me? To make this
Yes.
CBT work. So if it's going in that direction, maybe in future they can make it mobile accessible. That's what I said. And I mean mobile accessible, not you bringing your phone. Are you
Okay.
getting
Okay.
me? You
Yes.
bringing
Yes.
your phone to school. Do you get me? They can
Yes.
also make it mobile. I said, like there's a school I taught. There's a phone, the school phone. Whatever you want to do, you do it there and you go. You don't have anything personal in it. So that's the direction I was going into. I know that bringing phone into the examination or is unethical. That's what we are
Yes.
preaching, and I'm against 100%. I'm concerned about the remote areas because their excuse now is when we, what about the remote areas? No internet, but they're on TikTok 2-4. When you see their environment, you know that they are doing TikTok inside bush. They are doing TikTok inside bush. These people, they have phones, they have mobile facilities. So why is it that when it comes to this CBT, everybody is saying that there will be no network? What network will not fail if proper arrangement is made. For God's sake, this is 2026. We are looking forward to. Now we're in 2025. So, and you said something that we've been talking about this thing for more than 3 to 4 years. So schools should have been, in case this thing comes to us, how prepared are we? If we are really ready for this change, I think everybody, we should also be visionaries, not only the WAEC. We should be also visionaries of this great step, move into this right direction, not opposers to it. So that's what I'm trying to say. How remote is that area that they cannot afford most of these things? Have a stable network, you know, have a good, at least not so, even if it's not so good, to some extent, a manageable technology that can help CBT work for a start.
Yes. Yes. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
For a
Okay.
start, I know of areas that they have this cyber cafe. Just like you said, collaboration is everything.
Yes.
Collaboration
Yes.
is everything. You borrow, you have a contract with them, or you move the children in the community to the town. Every village has a town. Every village has a town. Arrange your children. How many children are writing WAEC for this time, for this year, for this section? Prepare them ahead. If you know that in the nearest future, I don't think we can for now. We are still gathering. It's time to make arrangements. How many children are to write WAEC? Collaborate with the school. That school will also make arrangements. I know of schools that move children from one school to the other to write common entrance, to write external exam because their school does not have the. So this is the collaboration we are talking about. Start making preparations now, unless you don't want it to work. And once you don't want something to work, your excuses can never end. But if you
You're right.
want something to work, I don't think you should stand in the way. Preparation starts now. If you are a true educator, you're a true school owner, you know that you opened your school to create a change and not just to make income. We know that as a school, definitely you have income. But the first aim of every proprietor, every school management is to change lives. You know the purpose of education. So if the purpose of you starting your school is to change lives, is to transform the lives of children, this innovation, you should be ahead of even your teachers. You You should have solutions already. Gather your teachers around. So what can we do? How can we gather these community students in town? Transportation-wise, we can also do it. I think this is the time to also work with the government of that state too. You can reach out to the chairman or whatever, the chairman or whoever, like that. The intermediaries will move on to the chairman, the local government. Our children need to ride this WAEC, and now CBT. What can we do? You'll be surprised and amazed how the government can even step to provide these facilities for the communities and for those schools that don't have. So you have to voice out, you have to reach out, and you have to collaborate to make it work. There is no excuse. It will work. It has come to stay. And I also want to inform you that this is not just a timely one. It is a necessity. It is a necessity for everybody. And in due time, everybody will enjoy this thing. So that's just it. It's going to work. As far as there is a will, there is a way. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mrs. Bukola. If there is a will, there is a way. So the mindset, instead of being resistant to change, every one of us, every stakeholder, parents, school teachers, school owners, school leaders, and managers, every one of us, we should be open to change. It starts with our mindset, because if we say this thing is not doable, it means that we're not going to work towards it. But if we have the mindset that this thing is doable, we can do it, it means that we will start looking for ways to make it work out, right? Looking for ways to make it work out. So I believe that even in the rural setting, community, if they collaborate effectively, either with the local government there or their councillors, they collaborate, and the schools also work together, this WAEC CBT can also be implemented in the rural community, in these low income schools effectively. An effective implementation of this innovation will see there will be a tremendous change in the intellectual ability of our learners. They will start studying more because they know that there's no way for examination malpractice. When children know that they cannot teach because there's no way for them to do that, they have to study. They have to study. And I said we have to draw us back to what school should do to stop this examination malpractice. From their DSS1, from their primary school, they should have a zero tolerance for examination malpractice. So that these children, when they get into the school community, okay, they get this value of integrity, academic integrity, value of excellence. They get it inculcated in them. And the school does not give any room for examination malpractice, and the school will give the appropriate strict discipline to any child that is found indulging examination malpractice. And as these students go along, as they go along on the academic journey, they will have a responsive attitude. Examination malpractice, they will find it disgusting and an illegal act. So this kind of students, that we need to room in our society, because they are the future leaders. So if our students have this mindset that exam malpractice is against academic integrity, they are the future leaders. So in the future, we are building a sustainable future of education. So not only the parents and the school and the government or every NGO, our students also have to understand that examination malpractice is illegal, it is not right, it is against academic integrity. We are the future of our world. So to ensure sustainable education, our students have to understand that they have to have this mindset that exam malpractice is wrong. Okay, welcome back, Kupola. Thank you so much. And Mr. Koji,
Yes,
we
ma'am.
are about to wrap up the session. Please
Okay.
Any lasting words before we go? Thank you.
Okay, to me is that whatever policy government pushes out to schools, we should not always look at the bad side, the negative side of it. Let us critically analyze the positive of it, and bring out our own way, our own step of embracing it. Either we embrace it wholly at once or gradually.
Exactly.
There is a saying that invention is the mother of necessity. But
Yes.
because our people, we are always ready with different excuses. We always find our excuses. You understand? So let us embrace this. Let's look at this. Once you bring this aspect in,
Okay.
it will also necessitate a lot of growth and development in this sector.
Of
If
course.
our former Obasanjo have not introduced mobile phones to Nigeria, a lot of technological advancement that we are enjoying now, we may not enjoy it. But
Mm,
one thing will start first. Same thing that we are afraid of it. Just like I've said, we should take it one step at a time. They are not forcing us to that every school must have a CBT, 10,000 laptop. No. But schools can come, especially through their association, maybe NAPS, maybe
Mm.
whatever association you have, you know, we can meet government. Okay, this is how
mm,
we want you to us to implement this step by step. This is support we want from you. Then when two or three people come together to brainstorm,
mhm.
solution come. And when you keep giving yourself excuses, it shows that we are not ready for that growth that we desire.
That's it.
So this
Mm-hmm.
stay, embrace it, and let us you planning towards it. May God help us
Thank
all. Thank you.
Amen.
thank you so much. Thank you. Mr. Bukola, any lasting words as we wrap up today's edition of
Yeah.
Education View?
I want to say that this is a bold and visionary step, and it deserves a lot of commendation. And just as we've said all through this program, this edition, we should embrace it, we should welcome it, and we should accept
Yeah,
it if we actually want change.
yeah,
Mr. Quadri said there is no perfect time. The time
yeah.
is now. The change starts now, and it begins from you and I. So it's a commendable one. Well done. WAEC. Well done. And God will give us the grace to also, buy into this vision, and
Yeah,
we hope for a better tomorrow. Thank you.
yeah, yeah. So for every one of us as education views and opinions, we are standing with WAEC CBT because we believe that this innovation is going to reduce drastically bring examination malpractice to the human and by the grace
Yeah.
of God eventually eradicate it from our society because
Yeah.
this exam malpractice is doing a lot of evil. I don't care who are those who are sponsoring it, but we know that it is wrong. I, and we as education views and opinion, we keep on standing, taking a stand against examination malpractice because this act threatens the sustainability of the future of education. And
Yeah.
any innovation that will ensure that we have to bring down, reduce, or eradicate education malpractice as education views and opinion, we stand for it because we want the future of education to look back at us and say, well done. Thank you for taking this stand. Thank you for standing against examination malpractice. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for those who came to view. We saw, I saw some news, and we appreciate you all. Thank you so much. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time with another educative and inspiring conversation. I'll be back for now. See you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye for now. Thank you. And please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and help us support this channel by subscribing and also sharing the link with your friends and family. Thank you so much and God bless you. Bye for now.